Today on Deep Dive, we're going to be looking at DC Comics Mr. Miracle number 3. Can Mr. Miracle escape Chandler Towers? Let's flip some pages and find out. Hello everyone, my name is Devin, also known as DH Artist, and welcome back to my Deep Dive series. Today we'll be continuing the adventures of Mr. Miracle, the super escape artist. And if you missed my deep dive coverage of his previous issues, I'll link to them in the video description below. Now in the previous issue, we were introduced to Granny Goodness, a lieutenant to Darkseid. Well, in today's issue, we'll meet Dr. Bedlam, another member of Darkseid's elite. Even though this can be viewed on your phone or computer, try casting it onto your TV so you can really see the detail and quality of the book. Now if you're interested in learning more about the King of Comics himself, Jack Kirby, be sure to check out the Jack Kirby Museum here on YouTube. They've got hours of amazing content and information. I'll also leave a link to their website in the video description below. With each book, you can expect their conditions to vary. Today's issue is in nice condition, so there won't be anything to detract from the artwork. If you enjoy these types of videos and want to see more content like it, check out some of my other deep dives. I've covered issues like Superpowers number 2, Amazing Spider-Man number 67, Commandy number 5, and Submariner number 4, continuing the exciting adventures of Prince Namor. For a complete list of my videos, visit the organized playlists on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single video. Mr. Miracle number 3 was published in August of 1971. Editor was Jack Kirby. Cover artists were Jack Kirby and Vince Colletta. The story, titled The Paranoid Pill, was written in pencil by Jack Kirby and inked by Vince Colletta. The book consists of 32 pages with a cover price of 15 cents. Our story begins in an empty office somewhere on Earth. In a terrific burst of light and roaring sound, an extra-dimensional point-to-point travel portal known as a boom tube opens, connecting the world of Apocalypse to Earth. Emerging from the boom tube are 6 mind-controlled biomechanical androids known as animates, and after arranging the room just so, they carry in a lifeless host animate ready to be possessed by an evil mind force. A few moments pass, and as the evil mind force assumes its host animate, it slowly takes human form, revealing Dr. Bedlam, a loyal servant of Darkseid. Dismissing the animates, they pass through the boom tube, returning to Apocalypse. And as the tube closes, Dr. Bedlam sets his plan to track down Scott Free in motion by calling him directly on the telephone. Across town, connecting to the other end of the ringing telephone, we find Scott Free, also known as Mr. Miracle, and his assistant Oberon, conducting a test of their most recent escape stunt. Miraculously breaking free from his bonds, Mr. Miracle leaps to safety, narrowly dodging a granite block as it smashes down on his restraints. With the stunt finished, Oberon answers the ringing telephone, and the caller asks to speak with Scott Free. Overhearing the exchange, Scott recognizes the familiar voice. Then taking the phone from Oberon, he greets Dr. Bedlam, demanding him to state his terms for battle. A few moments pass, and after agreeing to his terms, Scott hangs up the phone. He then sits with Oberon to discuss their next course of action. Scott explains that Dr. Bedlam has the power to attack the mind, but since Scott's mother box operates in the same mental kingdom as Bedlam's, it can serve as a shield against his attacks. Becoming worried that he doesn't have a mother box of his own, Oberon questions what he can do to protect himself from Dr. Bedlam. But Scott reassures him that he's the only one that the doctor wants. With Oberon still questioning what sort of mental powers Bedlam possesses, our two heroes take up meditation positions on the floor. Then, holding the mother box in their hands, both Oberon and Scott are mentally drawn into a large, formless dimension. As the room descends into darkness, Oberon is unsure if his mind is playing tricks on him. He then senses beasties and other terrors circling around them. Trying to calm him down, Scott tells him to resist, and above all, not to break the connection with the mother box. Even in the darkness, the monstrous visions appear vividly to Oberon, watching as giant claws and spikes slowly coil around them. Then, within an instant, Oberon is chilled to the bone, and Scott becomes ablaze like the fire pits on the world of Apocalypse. After what seems like an eternity, the visions pass, and in the fading darkness, a maniacal laughter fills the room, and their souls. Nearly fainting from shock, Oberon can't believe how real it seemed. That's when Scott tells him it was real, and that it was Dr. Bedlam reaching out for them. Some time passes, and with Oberon safe, Scott departs as Mr. Miracle. Flying over the city on his aerodiscs, he arrives at the tall office building known as Chandler Towers, before gliding through the open window, confronting Dr. Bedlam. With Scott standing before him, Bedlam warns that he's devised the perfect trap, and holding up a paranoia pill, he shares that it's the spark that activates the trap. Pointing out the window of the very building that they're standing in, Dr. Bedlam proclaims that the entire tower is his trap, and in order to escape it, all Mr. Miracle will have to do is descend to the lobby and exit to the street. But it won't be an easy descent, for inside the building are thousands of people going about their daily tasks. But by dropping his pill into the ventilator system that honeycombs its way through the building, the pill will become a vapor, spreading to the building's 50 floors, turning everyone into hostile, raving maniacs. As the vapor begins to spread through the vents, Dr. Bedlam lets out a maniacal laugh. Hoping to catch him off guard, Mr. Miracle knocks him over with a powerful kick, but Bedlam's mind force disappears, leaving his animate discarded on the floor. Some of the fun advertising found within this issue is a full-page ad for Action Comics number 402. There's a full-page color ad for Aurora's AFX slot cars. There's a half-page ad for Twin Whistling Astrotops. And near the back, there's a half-page ad for an Action t-shirt featuring the iconic cover of Action Comics number 1. As the paranoia vapors spread to every corridor, the sounds of terror and madness echo below him, drawing closer. And just as the angry crowd starts beating on the door, Mr. Miracle rushes for the window, but as soon as he touches it, he's knocked back by a powerful cosmic current. With the entire building sealed, Scott realizes the only way out is down. With a sudden crash, the paranoid mob breaks into the room, charging at Mr. Miracle. Quickly activating his aerodiscs, Mr. Miracle maneuvers above the crowd, then using his skill, he easily launches himself into the building's corridors. When the mob tries to stop him by lifting up a table, Scott lays across his arrow discs, allowing him to fly closer to the ceiling, narrowly dodging the table. With the mob using him as target practice, Scott bobs and weaves between airborne debris. Then, reaching the open elevator, he dives inside, quickly closing the doors. As the elevator rockets towards the lobby, Scott fails to notice the gunman already in the elevator behind him. Suddenly feeling the barrel of the gun at his back, Mr. Miracle reaches for the sky. With lightning quickness, Scott presses the emergency stop button, causing the elevator to halt and catching the gunman by surprise. As the gunman shoots wildly in the air, Scott pushes open the doors, but as he races onto the landing, he runs straight into the paranoid mob. Unable to escape, the crowd secures his arms and legs, and as they carry him down the hall, he resists the urge to fight back, as to not injure the innocent brainwashed mob. Then, pulling a trunk from a nearby closet, they stuff him inside. Resisting the urge to break open the trunk, Scott figures it's only a matter of time before they calm down. But the mob begins securing the trunk with ropes and chains. They then punch holes in the box with a sharp metal pipe. Thankfully, with the help of his mother box, Mr. Miracle is able to shift and dodge the probing pipe, keeping him from getting punctured. Suddenly, the trunk shifts and it's turned end over end, as the mob carries and slides the trunk back down the hall. Reaching the open stairwell, the crowd lifts the trunk, pushing it out and over, sending Scott hurtling 45 stories down. Has Dr. Bedlam devised the perfect trap? Can Mr. Miracle escape certain death? Find out in the next exciting issue. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. If there's a particular issue or comic you'd like me to flip, drop it down in the comments section and I'll see if I can add it to my poll box. If you enjoy these types of videos, please show your support by subscribing to my channel. As always, please consider liking and feel free to share this video. And until next time, deep divers, thanks for watching.